Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about Naimov versus Erik Silva. Naimov is, by the way, it might be Muhammad Naimov. I don't know. I don't know what happened to the John. It was there recently. Either way, I'm taking Naimov to win. He's my pick to win this fight, and it's because I trust him more based on some of his victories. But I don't trust him enough to bet on him, certainly. It's not to say I'm betting on Erik Silva. Uh, in fact, I have doubt in the cardio of both men. So maybe I'll just be playing round three props. But as of now, I'm staying away from this one, and I am picking Naimov to win based on his level of competition. Naimov is 2-0 in the UFC. He knocked out Jamie Malarkey on short notice, up at lightweight, with a beautiful counter right hand in what could have been a difficult fight for him. And then in his next fight, he beat Nathaniel Wood, even more impressively, in my opinion. He beat Nathaniel Wood by decision. The doubt I have in Naimov, though, is his cardio. That's my primary concern of his. He has slowed down. It's actually the cardio was directly responsible for his two losses. He's got two losses, both of them by decision. One 3 rounds, one 5 rounds. And even though he went 5 rounds, he looked good in round 3, I should say. He definitely lost the back end of that fight, and that's how he lost the 5-round decision. And the 3-round decision was on the Contender Series against Colin Anglin. Same thing, where he slowed down in general. Also, in some of his victories against Nathaniel Wood, I thought Nathaniel Wood won round 3. Same thing with his fight against Landon Quinones before he got to the UFC. He's just a guy whose cardio I do not trust. I've seen him look like the better man in round 3 maybe once against this other Russian guy he fought. Another close fight, though, to be frank. But despite him having beaten some really good fighters already, I just don't have the trust. And here they are fighting in Mexico at high altitude. I think anything can go wrong. So I'm picking him to win, but I'm not betting on him to win. I'm not betting on Erik Silva to win either, though, because Erik Silva, he's precisely not the guy to capitalize on a potentially weak gas tank down the stretch. Erik Silva's got 2 losses himself, and they're both in round 3, both round 3 submissions, the last of which came to TJ Brown in his UFC debut. Now, he's got plenty of great wins, most of them submissions, and all of them pretty much in round 1. He beat some guys by decision earlier in his career. Nobody worth a fuck. Not that I want to fuck any of these people. But I do think Erik Silva is a guy who's up against it. I think on paper he looks like he could be a round 1 fighter. And if that's not the case, and he's got a lot of other shit going on, that's all going to be slowed down by the fact that he is still days away from being 37. Okay, the wheels are going to be falling off naturally. Take it from me, who is 37. Actually, I'm 38. Turned 38 recently. And man, do I feel old. But aside from how I feel, I know Erik Silva seems to be good and in shape and whatever, but I still see it amounting to him having a good round 1 against most fighters at the UFC level and nothing else after that. And I think Naimov would take away his round 1. Naimov is not an easy guy to bully at all. In fact, I kind of expect him to be the bully. And I think overall he's going to prove to be the better fighter over the course of 15 minutes. Erik Silva, he's only been taken out twice, and it was in round 3, so that's why I was saying maybe a prop is worth it. But I've got Naimov having doubt in his own gas and resorting to slowing the fight down when he needs to, which he's pretty damn good at that, just pinning his opponent against the cage and letting the clock drain. And at range, look, Naimov is very dangerous. The guy's got a lot of power. That knockout over Jamie Malarkey was beautiful, and I think he hits harder than Erik Silva, certainly. But he's dealing with a big, strong, physical guy. I think they're the same height, and Silva has an inch of reach. But Silva's definitely not lacking in physicality. So I think it could be, in general, a difficult round 1. But overall, I still got Naimov slowing him down and taking over this fight enough to the point where he wins on points. So Naimov is the pick by decision, and there are no bets until I get drunk and start playing round 3 for either fighter. Like, share, subscribe, all that horseshit. Check out my other videos.